really, it's interesting. I think the most important thing to try to remember for people is not to be afraid to sort of push it a little bit more than you think you can. Get out of the rut of doing the same stuff over and over again and expecting a different result. That just never works. And stay very, very, very humble in the process. Mm-hmm. Keep your expectations really low. But and I write about that, I talk about that in the course. I talk about that in my book. It's variety, consistency, intensity. And so what does that variety look like for the individual? Is it just yoga and bike riding? Is it maybe weightlifting and cardio, but you add yoga because that's, outside of the realm of what you would normally do? And if you've been somebody who's never lifted a weight or done resistance or pull-ups or push-ups, like maybe there's a modified version of that for you. Right. And you were scared to death to do P90X3, but you did it. You just, what I always say is have the experience and don't judge it along the way. Don't judge the thing. And if you do it slowly and methodically and you modify the crap out of it and you take your time, I don't care if you're 50, if you're 40s or 50s or 60s, dramatic change will happen. You just have to give it time. Mm-hmm. And so if you look at all my programs, P90X, X2, and X3 are all 90 days. And for a lot of people, it's 120 days. And if you're older, sometimes it's 6 months. Mm-hmm. But, don't expect great weight loss and physical change and all that in the first 2 months sometimes. And everybody has a different starting point. I mean, a 25-year-old ex-gymnast, who's had that kind of training, is obviously who's got 10 pounds to lose, is going to see a much more dramatic change than somebody who's in their 40s who hasn't exercised in 15 or 20 years.
Right.
But, and so I just, like today's workout, I walked in there kind of tired. I was up late. Not terribly late. I mean, I got my 7.5 hours of sleep in. But I was in Mammoth for 3 days. So I'm coming down from altitude, coming down from the intensity of skiing every day. You know what I mean? And just sort of, decompressing. And so, I tell everybody, hey, look, man, I know who you think I am. But who I am today is a little bit different than what I normally am. And they're all cool with that, you know what I mean? And then we get going, and then all of a sudden they go, how many reps did you do? You did 12. All right, well, I'm going to do 13, damn it, And so it becomes that thing, you know what I mean? And I would always tell people that if you really want true success, I think that there's any sort of a caveat to this, sort of an icing, gluten-free, low-glycemic icing on the cake. It's, who's in your tribe, And are they encouraging you, and are they participating with you, and are they, if they're naysayers and they're always going on about, you're too old, you're too thin, or you're too that, I'm not supporting you. You just need a support group. If the 3 guys hadn't showed up this morning, my workout would have been just so halfway. I would have done, because I wasn't like, I'm not looking around. I'm not that I'm comparing myself to my workout partners, but I want to see what they do, and then I want to see if I can do a little bit more or match them. Mm-hmm. I'm fairly stronger than most of them on most of it, but on a few moves, they're stronger than me. Yeah. And so that gets me going, because they're all half my damn age, too. So, except for Jason, who's 52. But so that's just it, you know what I mean? You need a plan, you need accountability, and you need a tribe, and you need a purpose. And your purpose is, I want to have a fantastic last 30 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't want to just kind of fall off the table at the end, because my parents did and my grandparents did. It's another thing I would tell people too is, there's 3 things that are the cause of our demise. And I'm not just talking about death. I'm talking about just the quality of our life. Right. And it's environmental, it's genetics, and it's behavioral. Now, genetics we can't control. Whatever. Our parents had sex. This is who we are. We work with that. But the environment you can affect, And so when I mean environment, I mean external and internal forces. So there are these external things that are happening to you: weather, traffic, family, work stress. These are external forces. And so, the ways to combat that is through hydration, through proper sleep, through stress management, through rehab, through foam rolling, through ice baths and Epsom salt baths and whatever, you need to counter all that adrenal gland stress with something at the other end of the spectrum that helps you chill. Right. You know what I mean? So, a lot of people, nobody meditates that I know. I know it's 2 people out of the hundreds of people I know that meditate on a regular basis. It just feels so
groovy.
Eastern Asian. That doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel like something Americans do.
Right.
I don't necessarily meditate either, but I meditate through yoga. I mean, yoga is my chance to slow down my breath and focus on what I'm doing. But I'm also working on my balance, my strength, and my flexibility. Yay! And I get to meditate. Wow. I mean, yoga is truly magic. So if you're older, the short answer is, if you're older, work out 5 to 6 days a week, no matter what it is. Add tons of variety. Make sure you got the right people around. If you're overly sore, what are all the sort of rehab type things? Hydration, better sleep, foam rolling, Epsom salt baths. How do you take care of yourself so things heal? And then, of course, your diet is everything. Diet are the chemicals that help your body and brain function on a higher level and heal faster. And so, I mean, why do you think we made Shakeology? Because it's, for a lot of people, the best thing they can put in their face all day.
Yeah.
And so that's easy. The performance line is there to sort of help you to get through it and to recover from it, right? Hello. That's pretty basic. Now, you can go to other companies and do it, but it's all here. So you can, if you can afford it, you have to have faith. I think number one is faith that change will happen, faith that transformation will happen, faith that you don't have to be perfect, because perfectionists always fail. They just do, because their expectations are too high. Leave yourself alone. Just leave yourself alone. Show up with really cool, fun people you like to hang out with, overly competitive, and repeat, and make that a priority in your life. That's what your purpose is. Hey, I understand that it's behavioral, environmental, and genetic, but I can affect the environmental stuff, right? I mean, if you're doing push-ups at Fukushima and then you take a flight to Chernobyl, you're probably you know what I mean? And so that's the external. The external stuff creates an internal reaction, and either you're screaming and yelling in traffic or you're just breathing. Right. You know what I mean? That people don't think that that's a thing, but that is a powerful thing. That'll change just the way you sleep, the way you function, the way your organs work. Stress is a killer. You can have the best diet, the best trainer, you can have the perfect weight, you can whatever, do all the Botox you want, but if you're a stressed out freak, your adrenal glands, the inside will go, sorry, we're going to rot and we're going to get cancer, and what a bummer, what I did wrong. You just weren't handling your stress. And then I would also say that purpose. Why? We always talk about why. And your reason why should be because I want to feel better today. I want to be more productive today. I want to affect the not only the physical but the mental and emotional. Nobody feels bad after a good workout. I mean, your knees might sore, but after a yoga class or after chest and back or after a course, you always beforehand always sucks. It sucks for me too. I get it. 7:15 this morning. 7:15. I want to sleep to 8:15. No, I got guys coming over. There's a whole mind game. You feel weak as a chicken. The energize hasn't kicked in yet, but halfway through you're fine. And when you're done,
got it done.
Never forget that feeling, because 9 times out of 10 you get it. And that's why you do it, man. I mean, whenever my head's on wrong, I work out, I fix it.
That's awesome.
So there you go. There's your 40s, 50s, 60s. Go get it now.